Hey, Kyle DeFore here with DeFore Performance. Today we're talking about sling work and ready positions. So a couple things on slings. The way I'm wearing mine right now, this is a 2-point adjustable sling. 2 points meaning it attaches two places, and I mid-mount mine. A couple of things on that. There's a bunch of different types of slings out there. You got single point, 2-point, and 3-point. A 3-point kind of, old school technology, nobody really goes with that anymore. A single point and a 2-point are mostly what you'll see nowadays. Single point sling only attaches in one spot. You'll see most guys will do that right around the castle nut of the weapon. And there's nothing wrong with them. You do need to have a way to retain the gun on your body when you use a single point sling, because once you sling it, there's really no way to keep the muzzle from flopping around. So just make sure you've addressed that if that's the road you're going down. Now, a 2-point sling, I like a 2-point adjustable, meaning that I can take this right here and I can make it tighter or I can make it looser. So that tends to be the best that I've found for all kind of conditions. If you look at how I get the gun here, the first thing I'll do is I'll take my weapon and I will get the weapon and shoot it comfortably. Then I'll look at where the open areas are. So if you look right there how I grip the gun, there's an open area back here and not too much room up front. So that's why I mid-mount my sling right here. These are QD mounts, so they're in and off really quick, and I can actually use one sling for all my different guns. Same thing in the back, and that's why I like this buttstock a lot. Some guys will use, they will use this adjustment to actually make a more accurate shot. So you can actually tighten this up depending on your position and make the gun really solid into your body. You may not have the time to do that for tactical or LE or military type situations. Typically how I work my sling is when I'm patrolling in, walking in, riding in, whatever it might be, I have my left arm through the sling. That's a right-handed shooter. So it's like this. When I get ready to go to work, if I have time, what I'll do is come out of it and I'll wear it like a necklace. The reason I do that is I have the ability to go wherever I want to, go up to a high ready position, do reloads, do anything. One other aspect of a 2-point adjustable sling that a lot of people don't think about is what I call reverse sling. So that's a right-hander putting his right arm through like I just did. I'll tighten this up a little bit. And this is particularly useful for guys that are using nods and lasers. Also, it's not too bad for the kneeling position with nods and lasers, because when you think about it, as I go down to the kneeling position here, the tightness of the sling and the mag on my knee right there makes a really nice stable shooting platform. So just some things you need to think about with your sling work there. All right, coming back up here, like I said, I wear mine like a necklace most of the time, and the ready positions are very important. You can't really get to the ready positions until you address the sling. So if you remember back a few episodes, we covered basic carry, right? If I'm gonna walk to the range, I might have the gun up like this, one hand on the gun. This is kind of an admin position, if you will. If I was gonna come in low, the gun's on the outside of my arm, just kind of laying flat against me. I've folded it flat, nice and down here. Now we're talking about working the position. So working the position, instead of it laying flat, it's a little bit more up and down, meaning that when I come to target, that's all I've got to do instead of turning it. So as I'm patrolling in, it would be something like this. The magazine is almost touching your body. A good time for something like this, about a second. So if you look at this, I would come up, something like that, pretty fast from 7 to 10 yards, no problem. The next one would be the high ready. And when I come to a high ready, all I'm doing is bringing the gun back, buttstock's coming underneath my arm, and this is very critical for sling positions. A lot of guys can't do high ready simply because their sling prevents them from doing it. There are some other issues with high ready, but if you are able to do it, and I highly suggest it for a lot of situations, your sling's got to be able to perform it. So I come back to here, the optic or the irons are almost touching my body. The barrel is off to the side a little bit. It's not straight up in front of my face. There's a little bit of cant to it. The same thing, when I mount this, I'm going to push the gun out and come back into my stock. Right, here we go. Just like that. One more time. And one more from a nice low position. All right, so all those positions right there, low ready, high ready, very important, very integral to your sling work. So take the time, get a good sling, one that works for you, one that you can actually use for other purposes, For example, right now, putting it on my back, getting it nice and tight, it won't move anywhere, cuffing, climbing, helping out, all those kinds of things. Sling work, ready positions, they go together, hugely important factor. Get out there in the range and practice it.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by Raven Concealment System.